Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to try to do a recipe that my oldest sister gave me for fried chicken. Now, used to when we would have our family picnics, she would bring some of the most delicious fried chicken I ever ate. And I don't know why I just now got around to asking her how she did it, but it might not turn out the way she did it, but we're going to attempt it. So here we go. I've already got my chicken washed and ready, and I got all my stuff. And if this is correct now, the way she told me to do it is break out an egg. Only I think she said she used two. I'm only going to use one because I'm not frying a whole lot of chicken. And she said cream. So we got our cream here. And I don't know how much to put, so I'm just going to pour some out. And salt and pepper, that's what she said. So I just put a little. I'm not going to put much. And a little bit of pepper. Alright, that looks good. Take our spoon, beat this up. And for the plate, we're going to put out some flour. But what she said was that she first rolls hers in she said flour first and then roll it in the egg mixture. I don't know how well exactly that would turn out, so we'll do it this way. Not much, just a little. And then mix this all up good, like that. And we've got our skillet over here. I'm going to put that down on very, very low. And I'm going to spray the skillet with it, and get the lid off of that. Hopefully to keep it from sticking so bad. And then I'm going to add a little bit of olive oil. That's what I always use. Alright. Now, our chicken has already been washed and it's ready to go. And I guess I'm going to have to do this with my fingers. Let's just roll it right in the flour like so. What I'm going to do is I'm going to try one piece like that. Then I'm going to try a piece the way she said, roll it in the flour first. And then put it in this. And she says that helps to keep it stuck to it. Yeah, somehow that don't look right. I think we're going to roll it in flour. Yeah, it's just good right there. Alright. You know, I guess everybody's got their own ways that they do stuff, and so I guess I just have to stick to my way. See how it turns out. It's going to be good either way if it turns out anything close to what hers was, because it was delicious. It was really good. And let's see. Oh yeah, that's looking pretty over there. Piece. I thought there was two, but it's not, it's one. Yeah, you get all that goodness all over it there. Just powder it right up. This one. I remember when I was a kid growing up, my mom used to fry chicken a lot, and I don't know why I never did watch how she did it. I know she rolled it in flour, but I just never was sure on exactly how she done that. I don't know if I should put all this in that one skillet or just do some of it at a time. I might just do that. Do some at a time. Let me see. Yeah, I've left here. There ain't that many pieces. I could probably scrounge them in. Don't want 2 or 3 skillets at a time going, so. We better hurry. We're running out of flour. Yeah, that'll work right there. This one right there. We got another piece or 2 left. And I want to fry that chicken on real low. Don't want it to be hard. I like soft chicken. Some people, likes the crusty stuff. I don't. And we're almost done with this one. You've got one more to go. That's looking good there. One more. And we'll be done with that. About out of flour, it's a good thing. Okay. Now, we're going to stick a lid on that. Rake that gobbledygook off of me. Which of course is just flour and stuff, but it still don't feel good. Wash the junk off. Alright, I've got my skillet, and this, believe it or not, is what I'm going to use for a lid. I'm going to bake fry some potatoes. I'm going to start out by making sure I've got my skillet. If you'll notice, the kind of skillet I'm using, the handle's made right to it, and it won't melt or any of that stuff. So, alright, we got that. And we're going to put just a little bit of oil in it, not a lot, just a little. You don't need much this way. And got my potatoes here washing. Bring much of the water out as we can get. We don't want that in there. Alright. Pretty good. Dry my hand and put some salt on that and a little butter. Nothing like fried potatoes, except these right here is a little bit healthier because these are going to be baked. That's why I call them fry bake. Now, I don't know what I did with my knife. Hear that simmering? Alright, I'm going to just cut some pats of butter off and put on that. I don't know what that butter does to it, but it gives it a wonderful flavor. Now, one of my sisters, first time I ever ate it like this, I was at her house. I'd never seen nobody bake fry potatoes and let alone putting butter in them. But I want you to know, and she had some good stuff there. She had shucky beans, the best I remember. I don't know what else. I know some good cornbread. Boy, it was good. Alright now. We ready? And like I said, believe it or not, this is a pie pan, but it fits this skillet perfect. So that's what I'm using to put for my lid. And in we go. Now I'm going to put that on 350 and just let it bake. And now it's time to check my chicken. Got a big fork here. You sure don't want that to burn. That would be a shame. I might have to add me just a little more cooking oil, because that looks a little dry in there. I don't want that. I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I just don't like to drown stuff with oil or anything like that. I like to let that good flavor just come right out in it. But you know, some things that you fix, like, well, liver for one thing. If you fix liver and onions, or if you fix like green fried tomatoes, you about have to put quite a bit of oil. So I'm going to add a little bit more here. Not a lot, but alright. I might need to turn it down just a little bit more. Put it down real low, and we'll be back. Let's check on our chicken now. Oh yes, look at that, coming along nicely. Oh yeah. I think that's... oh yeah. Right. Oh, that looks good. And if it turns out like hers, it's going to taste good. We want it good and brown, but we want it good and done too. I think I'll let that fry a little bit more on that side. Oh yeah, see how tender it's getting. It's just trying to come all to pieces there on us. Alright. I think I'll turn that back over. Alright, we'll be back in a few. It's time for us to check on our potatoes and see how they're coming along. That with that hot handle, it wouldn't be pretty. Got me a spatula right under there. Raise that lid up, holding on to the handle with a pot holder, of course. And we're going to flip these over. Oh, they're looking so fine. Look at that. Oh yeah. It's just the same thing as frying them on top of the oven, the stove, except you're doing this in the oven. You know, you still have to turn them. You don't want them stick and burn or whatever, but you do want good golden brown potatoes. So, got a ways to go yet. It's alright. Alright, let's stick them right back in the oven now. And do a little quick check-see on our chicken. Make sure how it's coming along. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Good stuff. Oh yeah. And the brown crust right on the bottom there. Oh yes. And tender. This is getting so tender. Look at that. You can just stick your fork right down in it. That's so good. I just hope it turns out to taste good, and I sure believe it's going to. You know, I may be frying this a little bit too low, but I'd rather do that than it stick and burn on me. Because it'll get there eventually. Oh yeah, it's looking good. Alright, be back in a few. Alright, time to check our chicken again. And I think it should be getting close. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, so tender. I think the chicken's about done. And, oh yeah, good shape. Oh yes. Oh, Yep, that's going to be some good chicken right there. Oh yeah. I think it's ready. Alright, so we're going to just put the lid on this. Set it aside. And before I start with that, here's my pan. This is what I bake my bread in, my cornbread, biscuits, whatever. This is about a 9, I think, cake pan. But that's what I make my bread in. And today, I'm not going to make homemade bread. I'm going to do some delicious biscuits and Murray's that you get at Food City. Oh, so good. But that's what we're going to make today, is these. I think about 7 is close to what I can get in there, and that's plenty for me and my husband. And I'm going to put these, I think I might see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, well, no, I think give them room to expand. I'm not going to put any more than that in. That'll be plenty. And I'm going to stick these right in the oven here. Check on my potatoes again, right fast. Oh, I can hear them now. Oh yeah, look at that, getting tender. Oh yeah, good shape. You want to handle that with care, believe me, that is hot. Alright, now put that back in the oven, and we're going to make some gravy the old-fashioned way my mom used to make it, the biscuit way. And I need some cooking oil. Quite a bit for gravy. You want your flour it all mixed up, and I need some salt. About like that. And some flour. You know, it's been a long time since I made homemade gravy, so not certain how this is all going to turn out. Hopefully good, but you never know. And I've got my spatula here. Just let that stir, and I'm standing here making me a big mess. Good thing they make washcloths. I'm going to need a little bit more oil in that. I've already got my milk mixed up ready. Put a little bit more flour in that. I'm not going to put any pepper in this because I figure if we want pepper we can do it later. Because we're going to have pepper already in the chicken, so. Alright, come on, I have to turn that back up now. And in this skillet, I have some apples. Believe it or not, those are fried. I fried these. I believe it's either Golden Delicious or the Fuji Apples one. I'm not sure. But I fried them in butter, and I happen to have some left over from a few days ago, so I'm just going to heat these up for dinner to go with what we've already got. Let me get my spoon here. Just heat these right up with it. Oh yeah. Them is delicious, I tell you, they really are. And if you have fried chicken, a lot of people likes to have a little fried apples to go with it. Just let that heat up now. Give our gravy mixes a little stir. Actually, I like my gravy to be a little bit brown. So, that's what we're going to go with. Just let that fry till it gets brown. And this is Southern cooking. The way my mom used to cook way back when I was a little girl. On Sunday mornings, I remember she would, most of the time, if we had the chickens to spare, we would have like and back then, you know, my dad raised hogs in the winter time, and if she didn't fix that kind of meat, then she would fry us up a chicken or something like that. You know, Sunday was just, I guess, a day because everybody was off and the kids wasn't in school, and she did make a pretty good production. And let me tell you something, my mom, in my eyes, was the best cook. She was good at it. She raised a big house full of children and a husband, and so she did good. She fed a lot of us young'uns, and some of the young'uns on the holler would come around, would eat with us sometimes, so. See how brown it's starting to get? That's what we're looking for. We want it good and brown. That way when the milk goes in, it should turn out brown. And hope it turns out. It might not. Like I said, anymore, I do the lazy way. I've been just buying gravy in a pouch. Alright, now here's my milk. I've already got it ready to go. And we're just going to pour that right in there. And we're going to take our spatula and just go round and round with it. Mash all the lumps out of there. Just like this. Oh yeah. Give our apples a quick stir. See how good that looks? Oh, don't that look delicious. And I never even knowed you could can fried apples. What I did was on them, I got my jars tempered in boiling hot water, just like you was going to put, like say, peaches or some other kind of vegetable, or it has to be cooked or something. And just tempered them really good, and then when my apples got completely done, them boiling hot, I just put them right in there like you would anything else and sealed it up, and voila, fried apples. You just open you a jar and you've got them. You don't no peeling nothing. And I always sweeten mine when I do it. Like if I can peaches, I always sweeten them right there, and then with berries or whatever. But you see how this gravy's coming along now? It's mixing right up. Oh yeah. If it just be a little bit thick, I'll be pleased. Sometimes it don't. Yeah. Alright, the gravy's boiling. It is now done. Alright, we'll check these potatoes once more. Check on our biscuits. Well, they like to bake a little bit longer. Oh yeah. All them lights now is getting brown. They're getting tender, they're done. They just like getting brown. And we shall do that. Me, I like brown potatoes. Check our biscuits. Oh yes, them's ready to put on broil. See how brown they already get? Put them right up there. Turn our oven on to broil and let them brown somewhat. Oh yes, nice and brown. Our biscuits are beautiful. Oh yeah, there we go. Now, everything's done now, and I'm going to do a little taste test of the chicken, and check this out. We're going to see how good it turned out to be. Just get just a little bitty piece there. Whoo-wee, it's warm. Mmm. Yeah, that is some good fried chicken there. Mmm. Tender as your eyeball. So it's good. It's all good. Got our potatoes, our apples, our gravy, our chicken, and our biscuits. So, a wonderful meal.